Drop.
Is this the fucking mic?
Drop.
This is exactly what I should be doing.
What's up, and welcome to this week's episode of The Drop, your weekly source for all things NFT and crypto art, as well as upcoming drops by notable people in the Mograph industry. I'm Matt Milstead. Joining me, as always, is Dave Koss, and joining us this week from GrayscaleGorilla.com, Mr. Nick Campbell.
What's up, guys?
Let's get into the actual drops for this week. Nifty Gateway, I still hate all your marketing. You need to get better at marketing.
Ahead of
it's
time.
just me personally. Like, honestly.
Advanced marketing.
Yeah, like, whoever the marketing person is there needs to get fired.
Oh,
so bad.
Dang.
It's so bad.
Throwing shade right
Like,
away.
I should not have to work hard in order to show people who is being dropped on the week. You know, I should not have to work hard to show people artwork that they are trying to sell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
They should be promoting what's coming.
They've tried to create this lure around all the art pieces, and it's just not working from a marketing standpoint. Anyway, with that said, I have like 4 drops this week on Nifty because I couldn't find half the people doing drops.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
or people just don't care enough to post it on their Twitter. You know.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
should
know.
tell you something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are they promoting this week?
I guess I start every episode of the drop with me just complaining about Nifty Gateway. And
Eventually they'll see
That's
it.
the way it's been for the past month. You know, like
Yeah.
just something as simple as, okay, here are the things of the drop of the week, which they have. Just being able to click on them and being able to see those people's that
work.
artist's
You want to know what's coming
page. Yeah.
You got to get
Instead
your
of having
ETH
to
ready.
physically go and search for it, you know, finding out whether they're even on the site or not. If they're not, then I got to go to Twitter. It's like, you guys are just causing me a lot of work, and I'm doing free advertising for you.
See, they gotta get rid of the clicks.
Yeah, they got to get rid of the clicks,
Yeah.
right?
Less
Yeah.
clicks.
Less clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less clicks.
I should go talk to crypto.com and be like, hey, you want to be our exclusive, you know, drop person? We will only talk about your drops.
There you go. So what do you have
Crypto.com,
this week?
contact me, Matt at Mograph.com.
There you go.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
Schmoozy Matt kicking in.
Yes.
They got that Super Bowl money, Matt. You can.
I know, right?
Oh,
I know, dude.
yeah.
We could eventually have that Grayscale money if they could sponsored us.
Oh wait, what? Let's go.
There you go.
All right, so first up today is Xsulo. Xsulo is a cool artist. They've been around for a while in this space. I believe they've done several drops on Nifty Gateway. Really pretty stuff. I love the colors. I think the blues and pinks have always been very popular. Like, I
Yeah.
think when people think about, like, you know, like say 2016 to 2025. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say when it's going to end. When people think about design, 3D design at that time, they're going to think pinks and blues.
Oh, it's the blue
know,
and pink era. Of course.
It's the blue and pink era, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, 100%. It's a pretty piece. Xsulo has some more pieces that they have dropped on Nifty Gateway. So if you're interested in checking out some of their work, you can do that. Next one that I've got is on the 4th, Sophia the Robot. Here's what's interesting about this. So, you know, y'all know Sophia the Robot, right? It's the one, Dave, if you could click on Sophia the Robot on the Twitter
Sure.
icon, that'd be awesome. So this is like that
yes.
robot. Yeah, y'all
The
y'all
one that
know
said
Sophia
kill
the
all
Robot.
humans.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So I think they're just like feeding it AI and stuff like that, you know, and then it's producing art from it. A lot of people are doing this. I think it's weird that they're just having this robot do it, you know, but this is not the first drop that Sophia has done for Nifty
You got to
Gateway,
gamify it, you know?
You got to gamify it, yeah. So this is another one that they're doing. I'm assuming it's on like what's the word? Pre-human, whatever. The cave paintings and stuff. So
Prehistoric?
Prehistoric, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
prehistoric art and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's on the 4th. On the 5th, there's a couple of drops. The first one is by Justin Graphics. This is their drop called Eternal I think it's really pretty. I like the composition and stuff like that. You know, really pretty. Yeah, nature scenes and stuff. Next up is Snuffy on the 5th.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Cloudhead.
interesting looking stuff. You know, clay renders, classic clay renders and stuff. Snuffy NYC. The
The
I don't know.
UGG.
The UGG.
The UGG. There you go.
Yep.
Get
So-
you some UGG.
There you go. That's what's dropping on Nifty Gateway. Let's move over to Maker's Place. There's a couple of good drops there. On the 1st, tomorrow, we've got Peter Moorbacher, I believe Moorbacher. This is I really love the looks of these. Like
This one's
I
called
think
Renewed
these are,
Growth. Yeah.
yes,
Renewed
I think
Growth.
these are paintings. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't do a lot of yeah, newest paintings from the Angelarium collective or collection. So
They're
really
pretty.
pretty stuff.
Yeah.
I like seeing not just, you know, lately I've really enjoyed seeing not just Mograph artists doing drops and stuff like that, but also like physical painters and
Yeah.
like different artists and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's been very cool, you know, because yeah, there's a lot of really bad crap out there. So next up, you've got Pascal Blanche doing a drop on the 2nd. I love this. This is so
great.
pretty.
This is great.
Yeah,
Let me zoom
like
out
these
one here.
illustrations and stuff like that are super cool. Blends 3D and 2D disciplines into a whole new unique style, which I think is super awesome.
Ooh,
That's really pretty
there
stuff
we
right
go.
there. Yeah.
Oh, here's some others. Cool.
Yeah.
Is that Mandalorian? What was that? Looked
I-
like Mandalorian.
Mandalorian inspired.
Oh,
I
I
like
like
One-
that.
right there, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good looking stuff. So that's on the 2nd of February, Groundhog Day, you know, as everyone knows.
Groundhog
and
Day,
then-
as everyone knows.
as everyone knows. And then on the 3rd, Alan Bolton is doing a drop called the Rebirth Collection. I thought this one was cool. It felt like a mix between, like, if you were to, if Blake Catherine and Bill Ellis were to have a baby, and they were to
Yeah,
be an
I think
artist,
you're
this is
spot
what
on
it
with
would
that.
look like. I think, you
Yeah.
know,
Get them golden skulls
So,
and mix them with
them
the
golden skulls and the
pretty,
pretty.
environments,
Yeah.
soundscapes, and what do you call them? 360. There's a name for it for Blake Catherine's.
Turntable. Oh, I don't know what hers are.
I think there's a name for that
Yeah.
kind of style.
It's pretty stuff. It's cool looking stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. All I've got as far as the big drops and stuff. I don't think we have any community drops
Don't have any
saved. Do we?
community drops today.
That's okay.
There was
You
a
know?
lot last
Gas
week. I
prices
think,
are
so-
down right now, so you
Good
know,
time to mint.
good time to mint.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and Nick, last time you were on was, I think, right after the Beeple sale and before the like January, February explosion.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like so a lot's happened since then. Like, what do you think about everything going on in this space? You know?
In this
Yeah,
space, I
in
think
this
it's
space.
I think it's endlessly fascinating. I think I said this last time, like seeing a new place for 3D artists to flex and potentially make money and to have an outlet, and like that is all 100% good. Like for me, I that's the biggest, most exciting part of it. So, you know, I got into this kind of by accident from Beeple. You know, I think like most of us, you're like, oh, Beeple's doing one of these NFT
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
That was
People's
last.
my friend. I'll buy something. Sure.
right.
That was
Yeah,
our
I know,
thought
it was-
process, Yeah.
It was literally like, you know, during COVID, a lot of friends had like albums they recorded, and another friend of mine did like physical paintings, and I bought one of theirs, and like it was just this awesome way for like, okay, people are at home and I want to support them, and they decided to go make something in the world. I respect that. I'll buy it. So I kind of thought of it like that. Like my buddy Beeple's gonna put a piece of art for sale, and
Yeah.
it's $1. I'm gonna go get one of these.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we all know what happened after that. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, everything got crazy there. And for me, it's just anything new like that. It's fascinating. And I can only like watch something for so long before I want to like get my hands dirty and start to like learn the other side of this. You know, so I collected some Beeples, I collected some of my other 3D friends art and little, you know, fun stuff I saw. And then in February I did I put out 2 pieces on Foundation just to mostly like learn about it and see what it felt like from the other side, from the artist's point of view. And that may have been around when last we talked. And since then, it's just been nonstop fascination in the whole space. So I did a deep dive in DeFi and you know, Web3, and half my phone calls are with friends learning how to do manifold contracts and all this craziness, right? Like I'm in it. And I think it's fascinating. Again, mostly from the 3D artist point of view, but also just as what this might become in the world. So I know this podcast is more about NFTs, but I think there's this crypto stuff just fascinating. So frankly, I should have went to more of the events, you know, like I missed out on the NYC NFT and Art Basel, whatever they call that thing. And so this summer, I decided like I want to do a project. So I minted and put out my own project on Foundation over the last month. I think it started January 1st. That was fun to kind of learn about that from the artist point of view and talk to the collectors and that whole thing. It's all been fascinating. Like it's goddamn too much. It's like it's too much to understand. Every day I wake up, there's 8 other projects that a friend of mine knows about that I have no clue is even happening. So it's fascinating.
I didn't think I realized that you actually have on Foundation, you've got the first Grayscale Gorilla tutorial up.
Yeah, this was something I experimented with. I think it was February, and so I put up and I actually he listed it at 40 ETH. I did not list it at 40 ETH.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's funny.
So Emmerich collected it. He's a great artist himself. He does the toy faces.
Oh yeah.
So he grabbed it. And so that was kind of my experiment. I put up the very first Grayscale Gorilla tutorial and the very first shiny sphere render I've ever done in Cinema 4D. That was out in public and sold those. And that was so fascinating. Learned so much from that. And then that's what, ever since then, I've always wanted to do another project that was more like a modern render, something I would have made this year. And so that's when the Gorillas project was kind of born. Built it over the summer and finally had time to mint it and really talk about it early this year. And that project was fascinating because there were 9 gorillas you could collect. They were all collected in a day. Like the reserve price was met, and that it did an auction on Foundation. And all 9 of them are collected by 9 unique owners, which I'm really proud of.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are, you know, long-term Grayscale Gorilla fans and just, you know, even friends of mine that wanted to be a part of the collection. And then just recently I announced I'm going to do phone calls with everybody who's a collector. So I've been meeting some of the people I don't know through Zoom and through Google Meet calls, and that's been really fun too. So like I said on the last podcast with you guys, like I can't sit on the sidelines for too long. I mostly learn by like doing and creating and getting my hands dirty. So it's been fascinating as from the artist side to go make that collection and kind of go through all of this stuff, the emotions of it, and watching a piece maybe go for more than you thought, and watching another piece go for less than you thought it would, and it's been fascinating. And we raised a ton of money for a charity as well, which was really great.
I was gonna say that's like adding on to that, the charity aspect of it was fantastic, really cool of you. Question for you: has this explosion of NFT space changed at all the momentum or the thoughts in which Grayscale Gorilla, because you're creating, assets and things for people to be able to use in this 3D space. Has any of that kind of changed course for you guys on certain things or thoughts, or how do we incorporate this, or how do we help artists? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it would, other than maybe the stuff that we make, or for our collections may have shifted slightly, but not really. We still think about the same thing. Like, what are the things that artists need every day that they can pull from the library, and then what is on trend that we can make. And if the NFT stuff, like maybe our neon collection is an example where
sure,
the look of dystopian Tokyo nighttime futuristic thing that may have been pulled a little bit from the NFT world, may have been pushed a little bit from that vibe, probably influenced a little bit of why we made that neon collection, right? But in general, that's just all we're doing. Wherever the 3D space goes, we look at it and try to build things that artists use every day. So that could be a part of it. We don't look at it specifically okay, what's the killer NFT trend that we want to jump on, but we look at it from the artist point of view. If there's something that that we see artists need every day, we want to not just make that collection just to throw it in there, but we actually want to make the best in class version of it and put it on their hard drive so that they could use it in the next project.
Yeah, Chad's going to be watching those NFTs for those trends. He's going to be
he will.
Yeah, exactly. I think what's really interesting is so trends are driven from the artist, right? It's this really subtle push and pull between what's popular, what clients are asking for, and sometimes it's clients asking for the same thing over and over again that pulls a trend. But now that we're in an NFT world, it's a lot more artist driven, that an artist will put something very unique out that is really them, and then of course other people go, how do they do that? And I want to emulate it and learn how to do it, or then the clients start asking for it because it's such a look, oh, how do you get that clay look like you mentioned earlier? So as far as our products, we just want to serve the artist wherever the artist is working. So if that's architectural visualization or product viz or motion design, we just keep an eye on all those trends in those places. And then, like I said earlier, try to give you the basics, the woods, the cements, the bricks that are best in class, or give you the more on brand, on trend stuff, the terrazzos, the neons, those kind of things. So I'm excited to see though what the NFT stuff pulls in as far as new ideas and new looks.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you, man.
No, you're fine. I recently, I posted a new piece that I did on Foundation a couple months ago, which is still available in case anyone wants to pick it up. But literally, probably 85% of the materials that I started with were GSG materials, which was great. It was great to be able to start with that and then manipulate them as I need be.
No, that's perfect, and that's why we created this stuff. But like you said earlier too, maybe it's close and you want to tweak it. We at least bring it in and tweak it your way, rather than, the last thing I want to see is somebody open up the node manager for a material from scratch and go bit by bit. Sometimes you need to do that. Sometimes you need to match a perfect thing your client sends you. But for a lot of that stuff, we want you to be able to pull one in and massage it to what you want. Without having to start from scratch. It's like having a good scene file starter that I don't think I've ever opened a new Cinema 4D blank in years, right? I've replaced the new .c4d with something that gives me a background and Octane's turned on and everything's dialed in and it's a square scene instead of a 16 by 9 scene. Figure those things out as an artist, set that stuff up so you can get to work next time you open your cinema rather than set up your workspace every time.
Right.
Who have you been following and or collecting? Like, who are your favorites right now?
Oh gosh, I would like get my wallet out. Gosh, so
And which do you think are like sleeper ones? Like, oh, people need to pick up this one.
you know what I thought would do really well and didn't was the Devols project. So it's like those little cherubs with the masks over their face. You seen those floating around?
I haven't
seen that. There's
So
many. There's so many.
I love the. I think I never know how this stuff's pronounced, because you just read it in a Discord, but I think it's G-Vols,
okay, I see him.
something like that. So
G-Vols,
I've got a few of those crazy little characters. I love the art on those. They're a little punk rock and a little ridiculous. I thought those would be kind of a bigger thing, especially as a PFP project.
Dave, I put it in the chat if you want to bring it up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then I got the Beeple stuff. I was proud to get some early Beeple stuff. And
how many pieces of his do you own?
There's 3 right now.
Cool.
So I may have to do one of your ideas there and maybe sell one of these days. But
yeah,
I don't know. I just to be in an early Beeple is really, really fun. My buddy just mentioned Doodle Dogs. He's pumped about it because he's like, there's no dog projects. And I'm like, I'm a dog owner. I love dogs. So I'm like, maybe I'll get maybe a little Doodle Dogs. Kind of silly.
Dorpy does have a dog project out.
He does have.
It's
Dorpy,
actually not real.
You may need to get one of these Doodle Dogs, Dorpy. One of them looks, they don't. I have mostly like black fur dog, and this Doodle Dogs. I gotta say, they don't have a lot of black fur dogs. Well, I wish they did. But if you want one that looks like Dorpy, you may want to check the Doodle Dogs out.
Doodle Dog.
And then I jumped into the Gary V train mostly because I think Gary's insane and crazy, and I think he's a long-term actor in this world. He's of all the people who might show up for the money and disappear, I don't think Gary's one of those. Whatever you think about Gary, he's just been a long-term player in this space. So that's been exciting to do that and think about maybe going to his event and all that, which people will be there. I just found out. I'm super excited to maybe see him.
Here's the Doodle Dogs right here.
Oh yeah, see? Get some Doodle Dogs.
Yeah. Dorpy's project is called Dead Dogs. Dead Dogs with a 5 instead of an S. Yeah.
Where can I get a dead dog, Dave?
I need to mint them. I should actually legit. Somebody on TikTok asked if we could legit mint them, and I was like, all right, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. We'll see. Yeah.
The rest has been a lot of friends and I got a G Monk and
cool.
Just people in the industry when they drop something that look cool, I grab them. I don't have it all in front of me. I wish another time I'll open it up and do it. But when industry friends made something, I tried to pick it up. Sometimes I couldn't. A lot of times, I don't know how to say his last name. It's Joe Ryba or Joe Reba. You know his stuff.
Mm-mm.
He's been posting some really abstracty Mograph awesome stuff and just putting it on Foundation, almost like his dailies. And every time I see one, I'm like, man, I got to get one. Man, I got to get one. And then I'd see one I loved. I'd go grab it. Somebody else would triple bid me and move it up. Finally got one of his. Love his work. He's kind of treating this almost. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I love how he's building a new vibe. You could see him evolve, I guess. You could see his style and his vibe evolve every week. And he almost is the perfect example of somebody who would have just put something on Instagram 2 years ago. Right. And instead he just literally puts it on Foundation. And it's always 0.1 ETH or something. And people grab it if they love it. And I love that about his work. And those are the ones I try to look into and try to grab.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Here. Speaking of.
Hey y'all. Heard you were talking about me, but I was a little nervous because I heard there was going to be a gorilla on the show, but I guess that's not the case, so that's good. I guess you guys did your job on your guerrilla marketing.
Oh gosh.
Oh boo. Boo! Where's the downvote button?
Oh, of course, you know, I don't really need grayscale gorilla. I just need regular gorilla because I can only see grayscale anyway.
All right, that I'll give you 2 points on that one. 2
Yeah.
points.
Yeah. Nick, I heard that you're going to Colorado pretty soon to see EJ. Make sure you tell Gus that I said hi, Gus the pug. And speaking of
Gussie.
gorillas, I'm working on a new NFT in remembrance of Harambe. Not to get all political, but he was a friend of mine because we worked out at the same jungle gym.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I gotta go. I got some water boiling in the other room. I'm gonna make some tea. Earl Greyhound.
Oh my gosh. So bad.
Okay, bye.
Dorpy, it's as soon as you left, I felt the weight of the world fall off of my shoulder.
You either love him or you hate him, right?
Oh, man.
You know, Earl Greyhound, not the word. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta give
Gus
credit.
shout out.
Gus shout out. Miss you, Gussie. Miss you, Gussie.
That's
Good
funny.
What's everyone's like dog voice when you see like a new dog
yeah.
park?
Okay,
You got a dog voice?
So we had a my dog Pixel, right? Who was a golden doodle. She was a straight-haired golden doodle, and I absolutely loved her. Unfortunately, she ate a bunch of socks and
May she rest in peace.
passed away. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
boy.
but her voice was, "Hey guys,
yeah.
how's it going? What's going on, guys?" And, you know,
Yeah.
so because she would always talk, but like that became like my dog voice. And now, but I feel guilty because we have a new dog now, named George Bailey, and
Mary.
I always feel bad, like using that same voice with George Bailey. So it started off being George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
This is a very interesting situation, Mary.
Mary.
And stuff like that. You want the moon, Mary? But then I didn't feel like George Bailey like really fit that voice. Like he never actually grew into it. So recently I've been doing like a southerner voice, like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
You sound like the guy from South Park.
Maybe, yeah.
What's his name?
This is a very interesting situation.
You're the guy from South Park in It's a Wonderful Life.
Currently George Bailey's voice.
Yeah. Mr. Garrison.
What's yours, Nick?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that's another way to look at it, like what your dog's voice is. I fall into like I'm talking to a baby every time there's a dog around, like, "Who's the baby? Who's my big baby? He's my baby, my little duty. Come on, Booty."
We all turn into that person for some reason. Like,
I forget. I'll be on like a Zoom call, and it's like, slightly professional here, guys. And then here's my dog. "Hey, Booty. Come on, Booty."
Sarah says it sounds like the creepy guy from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Marcia. Haven't seen the paper boy in a while. Why you don't bring me some good news?
Yes,
so
it does
then
sound
you
like
get
the
the
ice
list.
cream guy.
When you get the list in there like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny.
We are off the rails.
Yeah.
Any other NFT things we want to talk about?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh my. I think that's probably
how's everyone feeling with the the price drops and everything? How's everyone like? Part of me was like, okay,
good question.
Part of me was like, everything's on sale. And part of me is like, oh no, what's happening? How do you guys pick?
Yeah.
So what's interesting is like, so say the floor. So this is what I was thinking, right? ETH is down, right? It's $2,600 at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So you could go and buy some ETH as long as you're not buying it with ETH that you already have that you paid more for.
Right.
If you're like
new ETH
transferring, if you're getting new ETH and buying it with that, and even if the floor stays the same, as long as the price of ETH is going up, if you sell it for the same amount of ETH, you're still making money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Buy the dip
Yeah, buy the dip.
and the chips.
Keep buying the dip. Keep buying the dip. Eventually,
the
you'll run out of
chips.
money, and then you can't buy the dip anymore.
Yeah,
That was my problem.
Yeah, I definitely grabbed some more stuff on the sale.
Yeah.
We'll see if it translates into the future. But yeah, I'm glad we're still like a year and a half out. Basically, I kind of think of like people's first drop is like when all this stuff came into view for me, at least, So like
Same.
almost a year and a half later, we're still here talking about it, and there's something interesting to say. So I'm finding it endlessly fascinating. I'll go down any rabbit hole anyone sends me. And now that everything's on sale, let's go grab some doodle dogs.
Get some more.
Some doodle.
Buy some more. Buy some more ETH and crypto tokens. And honestly, I don't feel really bad about what I'm holding right now because I would feel a little more nervous if everything weren't bad. But the stock markets and everything's like it's
stock
all
market,
bad.
all of it's down. Yeah. So like Dave said, I don't feel bad about it because, eventually that stuff's gonna go back up. Like it wasn't that promises were not met by Ethereum or some of these other coins or whatever. It's like no, everything's just down. That's just the way it is right now.
If the stock market was going all the way up and ETH was tanking, then we would probably be a little more nervous, right? I know I would.
It's because everyone was selling off their ETH in order to pay off all those taxes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The taxes.
Yeah, I think it's taxes. Some of it is tax, but there's also ding dongs like leveraged out, like not just in crypto, but in the stock. Everything went up almost straight up for 2 years in the stock market. So everyone's like, new people are like, oh, I'll just get a loan and throw it all into whatever because it all goes up. Yeah. So you see a 10-20% pullback anywhere, and so now you got, I think, a little bit of taxes. I think that's a smart thing to add on top of this. But I think mostly you get a bunch of people who are like leveraged out that are like, I gotta sell some stuff to pay off my loan and not be underwater. So of course, what are they gonna sell? What's up? Like, okay, everything's up, but crypto's way up at the time. Yeah. So like they're gonna start selling. That pushes everything down. Yeah. I don't see a fundamental super shift in any of this. I just think I think we're still super early days, obviously, in the crypto NFT world. Who knows? There might be a bubble. We might have a 4-year dip for everything. We may go through the web bubble for crypto, right? But I just think it's so fundamentally a part of the future. I don't know if people will be buying apes forever in the future, but this tech, it seems that it will find a home in what we are a part of in the next 10 years. Yeah, so I'm still bullish.
There was the bubble in '99 or whatever, and it's not like we don't have the internet still. Right? Yeah. Like it kind of self-corrected and went its own way. And, you hear things about, I think it's Arizona, who is trying to adopt Bitcoin as like official accepted tender. I think when you see
Arizona
mass adoption.
Doesn't sound like something Arizona would do.
Yeah. It's something where I think, like you said, it's in its infancy, right? Like mom and dad don't use Bitcoin yet for the most part. So like when they do, then I think it's going to be better. So
my dog heard me using its voice and now it is barking in its crate right now.
He's home.
Whoops.
He's home.
Guys, you were talking about me.
Are you done with your podcast?
That's funny.
These guys are too smart. But if I call my I'm on a voice call with my wife, and I talk to her and she puts me on speakerphone, my dog will freak out.
Really?
Out. Oh. Yeah, like if I'm at the office, he'll get up and look down the driveway like he's coming. Is that him? He's like just mad for the next.
You don't take him into your office with you?
Sometimes. Yeah, but see, if I did it today, I would be doing the dog voice. You guys don't want it. You guys don't want that. Come on, Pookie. Come on, Baby. It's my big baby.
It's funny. All right, so
All
if anyone is looking to shill their drop on the show, email us info@mograph.com,
Yep.
and we will show it off.
Totally.
Other than that, let's get back to the regular show.
Let's
We
do
got
it.
nothing
Here
else.
we go. All right.
Is this the fucking mic? This is exactly what I should be doing.